Indiana has won the national championship. Welcome into the Landon Tengwall Show. And today, I'm going to take you through the film of the Indiana offense and show you how Fernando Mendoza, Mike Shanahan, and a very talented supporting cast met the moment when it mattered most. And look, Indiana definitely did not save their best offensive performance for last, but they did find a way to make game-defining plays in high-leverage situations. So we're going to get right into that in 1 second. If you have been enjoying all the content, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you. We have grown a ton in 2025 and into 2026. We're going to be doing all of college football, so make sure you guys stay up to date. But without further ado, let's roll the tape. All right, we're going to start out 0-0 in the first quarter, and it's 1st and 20, and this was after the holding penalty on Khalil Benson going against Rueben Bain, and I thought this was really big to swing the momentum back, and how they did it is they did what Indiana always does, RPO, so they're going to run inside zone duo right up the middle, and the pass option that Mendoza is really going to hone in on is Cooper on this slant, and he's just reading this linebacker right here. If this linebacker shoots down in, then he is going to hit the slant over the top. But if this linebacker stays back and kind of covers this slant, then he is going to hand the football off, because it's all about numbers games. It's all about it. If you get a 7th man in the box, we're going to throw it. If the 7th man stays out and we have a 6-man box, then we're going to run the football. And so he pulls it. He sees that the linebacker starts to creep down in and throws it right over top. And this was a big thing all day for Indiana and really Miami's defense, was the missed tackles. And Indiana always capitalizes on missed tackles. And this is something you're going to see. Even though they threw the ball, look at the physicality here. Bow by Lynch, throwing that thing over. Great job. But a routine play that should just be, a 6-7 yard gain, and you get a missed tackle right here. Great job by Cooper. And you're turning up for big yards and swinging that momentum back after a huge penalty. All right, it's still 0-0 in the first quarter, 3rd and 5, and you're going to get a physical run right here, duo right up the middle. Let's talk about this. So what you see, and they pointed this out on the broadcast, you're actually going to get a triple team here between the center, the guard, and the tackle. I don't even know what this is called. I don't got anything for you guys. And the reason why they can do this is because of the alignment of the Miami defensive line. You got basically a 5 tech, and you have a wide 9 over here, so there's nothing for the center to go to. So this is a normal double team between left guard, left tackle, but the center says, hey, I can join in. I don't have anything else to do. All I got is time, and just kind of wall this thing off before I got to climb all the way over to 10. And then this double team between the left guard, left tackle is climbing up to 1. You get a really, really nice dig out block here. Nowakowski, look at him turning in, walling off the defensive end. And then, like I said, the triple team block allows everybody to get washed down. That's what happens sometimes. And then, bow, running back putting his helmet down. That's what happens sometimes when you run these funky alignments, is you get opportunities like this where you get to get triple teams, move the defensive lineman off the ball, and give your running back a really nice lane right here to cut through and put his shoulder into a DB. All right, it's 3-0 Indiana in the second quarter. This is 3rd and 2, and this is a really big play that it leads to a touchdown, and you're going to see everybody just kind of get washed down, and they do a really good job just punching this thing vertical and getting the yards that they need. So let's talk about this. So you're getting slant, everybody's slanting down in. And so you do a great job initially at the point of attack on this defensive tackle, collecting him and make sure he gets washed. And then this is really impressive here against Rueben Bain. You see how Rueben Bain sinks down? I mean, look at the position that he's in to try to hold an arm into the left guard right here, but you still do enough to kind of move him out of the hole. This is literally his leg, and then this is his torso that's parallel, basically. That's insane. He's getting his long arm up in there, but you do just enough to open up this hole. All you need is 2 yards here. Rueben Bain still makes the tackle, but you keep the drive moving. All right, same drive. A couple plays later, it is 3rd and 8. Miami brings double mug A-gap, and they get gashed. And that was Indiana's response sometimes is, hey, we're going to run the football if you're going to give us these funky formations on 3rd down. So you get this double mug, meaning that both linebackers are mugged up in the A-gap, and they say, all right, we don't want to go against these wide 9s, so we're going to run up the middle here. And our plan is, hey, we're just going to box out here, and then we can just wash these linebackers up because they're not in a down stance. They're smaller guys. We're just going to wash everybody down. and it becomes an easy run. And the other thing that you get too is you get a linebacker. They're told in the pass pro situations, hey, if a guard slides to you, you're going to drop into coverage. So you get someone retreating, so you get to go block them and seal them off. And hey, both linebackers that would be right here to make these tackles, they were mugged up, and you just wash them down. And look at that hole your running back gets to run through on 3rd and 8. So, I mean, just a fantastic job by Indiana scheming up what they knew they were going to get on 3rd down. Hey, we're not going to be able to block these guys. We got to figure something out off the edge on 3rd and long. Hey, let's just try to run the ball sometimes, and created some really, really nice gaps. A great job by the offensive line. Like I said, just kind of waiting, making sure that there wasn't some type of stunt, and then just wash, seal off right here. Got to give him props. Really great job here by Smith, getting this arm across, sealing him through, and then letting him go as soon as he gets through. Fantastic rep right there. All right, we're in the 4th quarter. Miami just scored a touchdown to make it 14-17. It's 2nd and 8. Indiana just had a 2-yard run on 1st down, and it feels like Miami's starting to steal the momentum back until you just run duo right down their throat with Black for a big gain right here. Let's talk about it. Okay, so first off, you get a really nice block here from Smith. He's going to get a looping defensive tackle outside. Watch him just seal this thing off. He's going to get this right arm up underneath his shoulder pad and just extend it and just completely wall him off because he knows this run's going right behind me. Evans does a great job getting up on this linebacker, sealing him off, and then your right side just seals. Listen, sometimes you need 2 on Bain, and you're just getting vertical with Black for some yards. Fantastic run right here. And look, it ain't easy going against Ahmad Moten one-on-one. Coogan was taking his licks, but held him up just long enough that this arm tackle wasn't enough. Arm tackles generally don't work on these running backs for Indiana, and you start to take this momentum back. All right, still 17-14 IU, 11 minutes left in the 4th, and it is 4th and 5, and Mendoza is going to Becker for the conversion. What a connection right here. So really, you're going to get a max protection here, and you're just going to get what he's looking at is just 2 go balls. And he's just going to look first. Okay, do I like what I have over there? No, I think I like it more over here against O'Connor. So just kind of waits and lets Becker get upfield and start to carry him upfield. And what you're going to notice about O'Connor's eyes is he's looking at him, and then he starts to turn his head around to look at the football. But while he's doing that, he's still running because he's trying to turn around and assumes that Becker is running with him. But as soon as Becker gets in his blind spot and he turns that head around, that's when Becker peels this thing off, realizes, hey, it's a back shoulder. O'Connor keeps drifting because he didn't realize until it was too late, and Becker makes a great adjustment to catch the football here. Fantastic catch. All right, same drive, 4th and 4, 2 times in one drive on 4th down. Indiana gets it done, and this was the Mendoza moment. And he finishes it off. What a way to cap off a career for Mendoza. I mean, this play is the epitome of who he is. So you're going to run this quarterback draw, and you know that where this lines up because you have someone right on the shade of the center. You got a 3 technique, and you got a wide 9 out here. You say, hey, we're going to try to get these guys to rush upfield, and we just want to kind of run them by. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing with Bain. Try to get him to rush upfield and just kind of wall him off. So now we get this double team where you're going to help just bang the tackle over that way. So boom, toss him over, make him rush into that gap, and then I'm looking eyes to go clean up anything that's coming this way if I'm the left guard. And then if I'm the running back, this is my responsibility right here. I'm lead blocker for my quarterback. You get a fantastic block right here, falling down a little bit, and Mendoza does a great job seeing that his guy fell down, my center's down. I need to jump off of that block the opposite way, and then now it's just Mendoza being Mendoza. I'm just going to get yards, do anything I can. I love this fight downfield, both guys blocking 31, and Mendoza finds a way. Well, look at that. I mean, there's nothing else to say. Indiana was destined to win this one. All right, 5 minutes left in the game. IU is up by 3. It is 3rd and 5, and they're going to run this little return motion with Cooper, and he just finds his way into the flats, and nobody sees it. And he gets the first down convert. You keep the drive alive. And so what I think is really interesting here is if you look at this, I mean, you have 6 offensive linemen, and you have no eligible receiving threats on this entire side of the field. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all on the field side, the bigger side of the field. So what I'm questioning is, I mean, you already see that this is coming into the flats, and you're going to get a couple rub routes here. You're going to get a corner route, a C route, and then you're going to get a sit route right here to kind of set natural picks for anybody trying to flow to this route right here to Cooper. But what I don't get is, I mean, if everybody's on this side of the field, how do you not have flat control over here by one of your cornerbacks and just have understanding, hey, all receiving threats are over here. Someone's got to get into the flats, especially when we see a motioned over flat route. So great job taking advantage of this if you're Indiana, but I also think there's some lapses here by Miami. You watch it on the side, and great job to understand, hey, it's 3rd and 5. We need to take their guys out of the game. Their best players, their pass rushers. Let's get into a sprint out protection. We're going to run this way. I'm just going to roll you out, get the ball out. Great job by Cooper, and a lapse by the Miami defense. All right, 3rd and 7. It's the same drive, 3 minutes left. And guess what? You're going to Becker. O'Connor's on him, and they were taking advantage of it all day long. I mean, coverage doesn't get much better than this. They're saying, hey, we're not giving you anything. Look at the top of the screen. You're going to get the same thing. You're going to get a go route out here. You're going to get a go route out here. Mendoza looks to the top of the screen. Once again, says, hey, I don't know what I was even doing looking up there. I'm going to my guy Becker. And so Becker does a really good job down here. He does this. He gives a little fake inside to fake Connor here, makes him step and makes him completely drop this leg and open up his hips inside a little bit. So now when we're working back outside and we hand swipe off of this thing, we're in a little bit of oh crap mode for the cornerback trying to catch up. And really O'Connor does a good job playing into him. Becker just adjusts, and they just have this back shoulder chemistry. This is, listen, they're roommates. I don't know. They're just hanging out. They're throwing the ball at each other in the house all the time. What an adjustment. Charlie Becker is one of the best jump ball receivers in all of college football. It doesn't get much better than this, and this epitomizes Indiana. They just made plays when they needed to, and that's why they won the national championship.